Hello. I'm so excited. It's a good day. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. Hope you had a good weekend. I am going to start the day off right, and by that I mean most of my day is over. But it won't be dark anytime soon because daylight freaking saving. I need to get this house in tip-top shape. Tip-top order, and nothing less than what Mary Poppins could achieve will satisfy me. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing in animation. You know you're getting older when you have to like hold it farther away and squint. It's like I have to hold, anyway, I'm gonna throw some feel-good scents in. We're having some people over tomorrow, and they are people that, strangers essentially, okay? Wentworth is on a soccer team, and it's the last game tomorrow, so we thought, oh, we'd celebrate and have a little shindig. So I ordered some food. I'm gonna make some food. I gotta prep for that, but mostly I have to prep my house and get everything in order. It's not bad, like we've seen worse, okay? And I've been doing little touches like, hello, can we just acknowledge how amazing this plant looks? How long do we think it's gonna stay that way? I have a running list of things that I need to get done and set up on my phone. So I'm just gonna like go down and check off the boxes. I feel like I'll just go room by room, tidy everything up, and then start setting up for the party. Because tomorrow is his last game, and immediately following the game, people will be coming over. So there will be zero time to prep unless I wake up really early tomorrow and get some more stuff done tomorrow. But we'll see how far we get. I did get some orders from Amazon, so this should be fun. I didn't make my bed today. I hardly make it any other day. They say like, if you wanna be the most productive, you should do that. I don't know, I feel like every day I'm really productive, and this to me seems like a waste of time. And you know what's funny is I'll make it before I go to bed. I make it maybe like 3 times a week. Anyway, I got some tablecloths, I got some soccer plates because hello, it's a soccer party. And I got some like big inflatable soccer balls. I think the kids are gonna have a field day with that. I got some arts and crafts to keep the kids entertained and like having fun. But I did have to order some stuff from Amazon. I ran to Party City because someone was like, oh, you better go and see if they have any soccer party supplies left before they close. Mine closes in 4 days, you guys. By the time you see this video, oh my gosh, it's probably closed. Isn't that sad? It is sad. You guys, Joann's is closing. We all know what happened to Toys R Us many years ago. It's like so many stores are closing down, and it truly does like break my heart. Party City was like my go-to spot for party supply. Where do I go now? Where? Anyway, at least the malls are starting to ramp up. For a while, I thought the malls were going to go kaput, but there are a few in my area that are like going strong, and I find that my girls like hang out with their friends there. So I think it's coming back. Anyway, let's get some cleaning done. We'll go room by room. Let's do it. My ponytail's a little tight. I did one extra loop. Have you ever seen such a beautiful sight? I thought I would start in here. Oh my gosh, am I on top of laundry? The answer is yes. I thought I'd start with like the smallest room and then work my way from there. This all goes in my bedroom. I spent so many hours yesterday. Do you guys see this? Empty bins and such. I spent so many hours. We had Mount Everest over here. I did all the laundry. A gold star, pat on the back. I did it all. And I put it all away mostly. And honestly, it feels good. And I bet you this amount of people will come in my laundry room tomorrow, but that's okay. It needs to get done. And that's why I'm doing it. I forgot the towels. Do you ever feel a little bit tired of life? I also went around the house yesterday, and there were a few, oh, I heard someone call them something specific, not a doom pile. Just like a pile of random things that get mixed up around your house because your kids don't know where to put anything back. Hold on. Death by 1,000 piles. That's what it's called. Little piles of randomness all around your house. And seriously, like when I get to that spot where there are so many things around the house, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, burn it all. I need a day to just deal with all of it. You know, like, where does this go? We'll never figure it out. Just try to fresh it up slightly. You know what else I did yesterday? I tidied up under my stairs closet because I was like, God forbid someone asks for a broom, you know? I felt like I did a lot of cleaning yesterday, but it turns out I have so much more to get done. Who would have thought you had to clean the inside of your washing machine, you know? It's nasty in here. I still don't have to clean it nearly as much as I had to clean my front loader when I had one in the old house. Man, those front loaders are so high maintenance. And often I think about, because, when people see our Mount Everest, we have a substantial number of kids, and so people suggest us getting double washer and dryer, like stack them, And I would love to do that, but I don't want to have a front loader, so I'm dragging my feet on it. I think the system we have, I use that term loosely, it's working out for us. We do laundry, we get it done. It's not in a timely manner, but I do my best when it comes to that. So we'll see. I used to not understand the point of having like a double washer and dryer, because it looks nice, and for bigger families, sure, it makes sense, get more laundry done at one time. But now because I'm like, oh, you still have to do the same amount of laundry, but it's the amount of time it would take to get it done, because it takes so much time for it to wash and then dry, and you can only do so much. And then I end up spending an entire day working on laundry. Obviously not an entire day, but it's like on and off. But anyway, I finally understand, okay? I don't know what the roadblock was before, but here we are. Now I get it. So I'm cleaning parts of my house where in my head, I'm like, yeah, people are probably going to come back here, but no one, absolutely 0% of people came back there. The point is that, of course, it needs to be cleaned anyway. And that's why I'm cleaning it. It needs to be done regardless of if anyone else is going to see it. And the ironic part is I'm like, oh, I don't know if anyone will see it. And then I'm putting it online. I just figure you're my best friend. You're not going to judge me. You know how it is. We've seen worse, right? But like the bathroom, I let the kids do their own stuff. That's a bag of trash behind me. Eleanor's making her bed and tidying up her room. And the kids, I think I shared in a recent video, we've yet to like really distinguish who cleans it when. So then it just like becomes an afterthought, their bathroom specifically. So I don't know. I remind the kids like, hey, tidy up in there, and they'll do it. But when I went in there, they weren't expecting me to come in, and Eleanor had just done some stuff. I just shoved it in a drawer. That's how I clean. Almost zero organization in there, but that's fine. We're working on it. We're getting there little by little. This house is coming together. And then once it comes together, I'm sure the kids will get older and we'll have to change some things, Our house will grow with us. Like Wolfgang will not always have a bed on the floor, which I think about all the time. Like his mattress is right on the floor. That's probably not the best. But these Montessori style beds are really popular. And I understand why, because it's to the floor, and I'm just perpetually afraid that he's going to fall off the bed, and I don't want that to happen. It hasn't happened, but I'm just worried about it. That's why I had the side car or whatever the heck it is, like that, like the side bed, like a side cradle. I don't know what it's called, for the co-sleeper. There you go. On next to my bed for so long, because he'll come in my bed and sleep with me. And I'm like, oh, I don't want him to fall. And he's never fallen in it. So I finally just got rid of it probably a year ago now at this point, maybe 6 months. I don't know. Time flies. But anyway, it's gone and I don't miss it at all. Man, it was so bulky. So I'm just going around my house room by room, literally making small tweaks, tidying everything up. And you'll see later in the video when I go to vacuum and do the floors. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just wait for it. You're going to find out. And now, because I almost forgot, maybe I need to make a little run to Costco. Sorry, the camera is doing this, having focusing issues. I sped this clip up a lot so I wouldn't have to endure that for too long. But just know I did wipe down the table, and I wiped down these chairs. And when I first got them, I had a few people say like, oh, the spindle chairs, don't get them. It's a pain to clean in between each spindle. And like, yeah, it is. But they were the best chairs I could find that were unupholstered. And that was the main thing I was looking for. And I actually worried like, oh, are these going to be comfortable? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because cleanliness over comfort in the dining room. Okay, we eat at this table every single night. Well, almost every single night. And man, the chairs get so filthy. We actually had Alex's grandmother over with one of her friends the other night. And they were about to sit down. I was like, oh my gosh, the chair, let me wipe it down. It was so bad because, kids, like if we eat spaghetti, it's inevitable. It's going to get somewhere. So anyway, these chairs are so easy to clean and wipe down. So that is definitely a perk of having them. And then just going in between the spindles, I don't know, doesn't bother me too much, I guess. It's a lot less effort to clean this than it is to clean the 2 upholstered chairs that we have on either side of the dining room table. So that's awesome. And then I went through and tidied up our little back end there. That seems to be a catch-all for us. Let me know if you have a catch-all in your dining room. I've actually been to some people's houses, some friends' houses, or acquaintances at this point. They used to be, regardless. I've been to some people's houses where their whole dining room is just a catch-all because they either eat, some houses have 2 areas where you can have tables. Like our house has that table. It doesn't fit as many people, but off of the kitchen, so they'll use that as their main eating area, and then their dining room maybe for holidays or whatever. But our family is so large that we use it every day. And hold on, those pieces of artwork. Anyway, so their entire dining room is just a catch-all. And like for me, that's my bedroom. Well, really, it's like every room in the house is a dumping ground and like doom piles everywhere. And I told you before, oh gosh, death by 1,000 piles or whatever. And that's what it is around the house. I still have piles of stuff everywhere. This is from when we were doing the art wall. That's all the artwork that I still want to frame and put up. So that's on my list of things to do. And I'm also kind of waiting for the end of this school year, which is only just a couple of months away. March, April, May. What? How did it go by so fast? Alex and I were just talking this morning. Man, I'm showing you so many things I want to talk about. We were talking about this morning how essentially a quarter of the year is almost over. Like what? How? Why is time going so much faster as we get older? I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're bored less often. I'm not really sure. We've got so much to fill our days. But hold on. So much jumbled in my head right now. The artwork you saw, those like pamphlets, the kids' teachers put those together for the kids at the end of the year. It's so sweet and special. So Meredith has one, Wentworth has one, and eventually Wolfgang will have one, maybe if the same teachers are there doing it. Anyway, I love that profile of them, and I was thinking of just tearing that page out and framing it. It's just so beautiful and so sweet. But then I have the whole stack of artwork that I want to put on their walls. How do you save your kids' artwork? I know some people have bins. Some people take pictures of them and put them in photo books. Alex has a ton of pictures of the kids' artwork in his phone. We've yet to really gather them together and make a book. It's like these things that we say we're going to do, but they keep getting pushed to the bottom of our to-do list as our to-do list grow. You know what I mean? So let me know if you've actually implemented doing that and how effective it is. And also, can you help me manage my time better? I feel like I'm doing the best I can, right? Anyway, the Quest bar that I told you, I was cleaning out my office. I found that Quest peanut butter cup. One of our friends just had some and offered it to our kids. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? They're so expensive, I'll say that. But it is a substantial amount of protein in a peanut butter cup. It's got like 1 gram of sugar. I want to say at least 15 grams of protein, somewhere around there. Could be more, 17, 13. I could Google it for you. But just know it's a lot of protein. I want to say it was like $7 for 4 of them, somewhere around there. Maybe 6 something at Target. Maybe you can find it on a deal somewhere else. I just, saw them and I was like, oh, this is great. I'm trying to get protein into especially Wentworth's diet. And I feel like the kid works out so much, not works out, but like he's on the go so much. He just needs more protein in his diet. You know what I mean? He's got a good amount of muscle mass. But anyway, so I found those. They're fantastic. I was eating one in my office and here we go. I'm moving on to cleaning my junk drawers out. And I was showing you like, oh my gosh, it's so shoved with stuff. It's falling into the drawers. I open the drawer below it. And whenever I go to make lunches, I always find like pieces of paper in there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's overflowing so much. It's like falling down. Well, did you see me pulling out papers with tongs because they fell so far in the back of the drawers? I don't know how to take these drawers out. And I didn't want to even attempt to get into that mess. So I just took some tongs. There's still a few pieces of paper out there that I couldn't get to. But the majority of them I got out with the tongs. Hallelujah. But like, oh my gosh, I thought this would be such a great idea to turn our junk drawer into a place where we hold our mail or whatever, And it really is great until it just becomes so much to deal with. And it's not just mail, it's the kids' schoolwork that comes home weekly. It's like, what do you do with all that? assignments that everyone got 100 on. I'm like, okay, I want to save this because it's special and I want them to know that I'm proud of them, but I can only put so much on my fridge. And then it's like, okay, I'll put it in here. If they find it in the trash, it's like, oh my goodness, God forbid you put anything in the garbage. I made this. And so I can't throw it away right away. So then I keep it on the counter. It inevitably goes in the drawer for me to deal with at a later time. It's like the whole point of a doom pile didn't organize, only moved. So eventually you have to go in and organize it and deal with it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I feel like this junk drawer is the bane of my existence. It's great. It holds a lot of important things that we constantly need and are looking for. But then it also, like the mail, the paper clutter, not to be dramatic, but it's kind of ruining my life. Like I don't even know what to do with it. So I went through a lot of it. Turns out most of it is junk. Most of it can be thrown away. So many things are digital these days, even like bills and things. I don't even know. And it'll say on the bill that it sends us, all kinds of things, like our things having to do with insurance. It'll say, this is not a bill. And it'll also say, you are enrolled in paperless, all of this stuff. But then why are you sending it to me? Well, I don't need this paper copy. So I don't know. It's just paper annoyances. And then all the junk mail that comes in all of the time. Alex, I don't check the mail. Alex does that. It's a thing with our mailbox. I'm like afraid of it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so he checks the mail and he'll come in with like a handful. He's like, this is all junk. And I'm like, throw it straight in the garbage. I don't even want to look at it. But then sometimes the magazines will come in from, I don't even know. Like the Costco magazine. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to look at that. I'll put it on the counter. Literally never look at it. Okay. And then also the Aldi. I don't even shop at Aldi really. But I look at the thing every week and I'm like, ooh, these are some good deals. I'm still waiting for the one to open up near me. So, some of the paper is fun to look at. But I just think it's unnecessary and it's just so much. Surely with Amazon these days, they don't need the junk mail to keep the postal service going. You know what I mean? Because at one point several years ago, we just thought this is like the only thing keeping the USPS in service because of, no one else is using the mail. When it got to a point, I felt like I was the only one sending paper invitations, you know what I mean? And even now, I don't even do that anymore, okay? Sometimes we'll hand them out in person, but I used to sell them. Oh my gosh, and I'll never forget this one, I think it was Avelina's first birthday party. I can't remember, something around there. And I had made them myself because, oh my gosh, the amount of time I had on my hands and just didn't realize, right? When I only had one kid. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to make them myself. It's going to be great. I did homemade invitations for years and I really enjoyed it and I loved doing it. But now I'm like, I don't even scrapbook, online anymore. Like I'm perpetually 2 years behind. But anyway, I made them and I had a little knot in it. Like I had ribbon on it. I tied it in a knot and it was so small. When I tell you it was so small, think of like the smallest ribbon and then a tiny little knot. Anyway, brought it to the, post office to send out and he goes, this is too thick, you're gonna need a double stamp. And I was like, absolutely not, I'm not doing double stamps. So I just said no, and I didn't let him put the stamps on that because you can like bring them all and they'll stamp it, they'll like put the things on there. And I said, okay, I'll have 40 stamps or whatever, however many stamps I needed. I'll just get the stamps. I put the stamps on them myself, put them in the box, and I was like, forget it. Are you joking? I'm not paying double just because it has a little knot in it. It was crazy. And I was like, this is why no one uses the postal service anymore. And now, Amazon's probably pretty much keeping them in business. So online shopping and all that good stuff with every store these days, every single store. So I thought Bed Bath & Beyond actually closed down. No, they are still online, selling plenty of things, just online. That's where everything's going. And I wonder if Party City is doing the same, where like the physical locations are closing down, but is the store still open? I don't know. Joann's Fabric, same thing, but I feel like it's so important to actually feel the fabric. It's actually so sad. I shared about it on my Instagram the other day. I went to I think I shared it in this video. I can't believe they're closing down. Like especially Joann's, where you're going to have to feel the fabric. If someone is making something, it's so important. Where are people gonna go? I'm so upset for them. I don't even know what the world is coming to these days. It's too much. It really is too much. Anyway, I cleaned out our Ziploc drawer. I cleaned out the junk drawer, feeling good about that. Got rid of a lot of paper clutter, which is honestly like, can we all just take a sigh of relief? And then I decided, well, people are probably going to see my pantry, so let me tidy this thing up real quick. I don't know where one of my labels are for the baskets. It probably fell, got kicked somewhere, so who the heck knows? And really, it just has snacks. Like, I don't even micro organize in that sense. Let me know if you guys do and if you keep up with it. Because sometimes I see people's pantries, especially on social media. It's like, what can we believe online these days? You know what I mean? Like close to nothing. Except for me, you can believe everything you see here because nothing is Pinterest worthy. Nothing is Pinterest perfect or picture perfect or perfect in any sense of the word. This is like good enough organizing. Okay. If I ever had an organizing business, that's what I would call it. Good enough cleaning, good enough organizing. Like the cans at the bottom, so embarrassing. Are you joking? And the people who I, trusted on social media were like, this is the best can organizer. You're gonna love it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am gonna love it. So then I buy it. And I have had so much trouble with these can organizers. When I tell you I did so much research trying to figure out which can organizer would be the best, and I ultimately landed on that one. It's like falling apart. My cans don't stay in place. It looks so messy. But I'm like, I spent so much money on this. I'm not getting rid of it. I'll just make it work. It's good enough. So the organizing I do in the pantry is like macro. I just get a big basket, put snacks in there. It's fine. Chips, all kinds of chips. Pirate Booties, and then even the like yogurt pieces, like those freeze-dried yogurt pieces, put those in there too. Granola bar, you know what I mean? I don't sit there and like organize each bar to make sure it looks good. I just dump them in, and that's good enough for me. But I am always in awe of when I see someone's pantry and it is perfectly organized. I'm like, oh, that's what I aspire to be. That's what I look like, maybe one day, but also probably not if I'm being real with myself, because I know myself better than that. You know what I mean? It is motivating and inspiring to look at. I just know for me, it's not really realistic. So if you have your life together enough to do that, oh my gosh, hats off to you, standing O, and send me a picture, okay? Because I need that kind of inspiration in my life. Okay, I've moved out to my lanai out here and love this little area. Like, it's so great to have. We didn't even bring a cooler out for the party. Oh my gosh, I haven't even talked about the party yet. So obviously, well, okay, there's a lot to say about it, but we didn't bring a cooler out for the party. We weren't sure how many people were coming. We were expecting like, a smaller amount, maybe like 20 kids or something, not like an obscene amount of people where we thought it was necessary. So I had like, some of the water things. I had 40 cups, you guys. They were gone in like a blink. And I was like, what? Maybe I should have got more cups. Are people reusing cups? What's happening? But anyway, I stocked my fridge full of water bottles and juice boxes and seltzers. But the people who were at the party, like, typically have never been to my house. I mean, obviously, we invited some friends, and they know where to look. But the majority of people didn't know that the mini fridge was over here. So I felt like if you need a drink, go over there. Obviously, we had the lemonade and punch. And, well, you don't know yet, so it's not obvious. But we did have a few drinks out. So that was fine, and everyone was fine. No one was, like, searching for water. But I feel like I should have had a sign or something, like water here with an arrow or something, because we didn't have a cooler out. I don't know how I got started on that, but because it's like harder to access. Like no one really knows what's back here. And I told one of the kids like, oh, there's water back there. And then he was like, I can't find it. He had like all the drawers open. I was like, no, in the little fridge here. So that was really funny. But anyway, sad to report the ice machine still doesn't work. If you know someone in the Tampa Bay area who fixes ice machines, or literally like, please, I don't want to buy a new one. I know it's perfectly fine. It probably just needs like a new touch panel thing. I don't want to buy a new one. They're so expensive, and I've gone years. It's like one of the selling points of this house for me was that ice machine, and it like broke the summer we moved in. And we've tried to get people out here to fix it. I want to cry about it. It makes me so sad, but really it's not that big of a deal, right? Anyway, so for the party, I put out the cotton candy machine, which I got for like $20 from Target. When I tell you I put this thing out like every single party, it is a hit and a half. All the kids love it. Cotton candy machine, the icy maker, I don't really know what it's called, ice machine. So fantastic, like top 2 buys. And I'm going to show you the best icy machine. I'll try to link it. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. I found ours at the thrift store. And then the one we had before that, we had for literally 10 years, maybe more. and it was broken. We were like using it broken, and it got to the point where it was kind of a hazard, and I was like, okay, I need to find a new one. So then I bought like 4 different ice machines, not ice machines, but like icy machine things, and they were so difficult to work with. And so I'll show you the best one, in my opinion, and most kid-friendly option, because I don't sit there and do it for all of them. Like, I get the kid, I'm like, go ahead. It's hands off, okay? That's the kind of party I throw. Hands off for the parents, very minimal effort on our part. Once everything is set up, the kids can just go ham and have fun, This obviously needed a lot of my attention and care, because, sometimes the caps don't get screwed on all the way and the bottles fall over, and then it just makes a whole sticky mess. That's where we store the cotton candy powder and the icy syrup or whatever. So that's where that all gets stored. So it's all out here, and I don't have to, if the kids want it, go ahead. They know where everything is. I don't have to do anything for them. I don't have to go in the fridge or freezer and get ice. You know what I mean? That's the best way to do it. Oh, and by the way, if you're making what is this, cotton candy, and you don't have those paper things, I recently from Amazon got even more cotton candy powder, just for, summer's coming up, spring break, all this stuff. I figured, well, we're running low, so I might as well get more. And it came with more of those like paper rods. And if you don't have any of those, I always like to have the pretzel rods on hand. It's edible, so no mess, no trash, it's all, you eat it. And they're easier to find than those like paper things, and they work just as well. So the pretzel rods for the cotton candy machine, and then to the right, that ice machine, see if we can see. What does that say? Rival, that's the brand. That is it. #1 ice machine. It won't make a ton at a time. You have to obviously constantly add, obviously should be in the title of this video. I'm so sorry. But you have to add more ice as it goes, but that's with any machine. You know what I mean? It's fine. Oh, and then while I was cleaning up that and doing that, Alex was putting together our new soccer goals with our neighbor. And you can see our old soccer goals that I got 2 Christmases ago. Those were great. They've obviously lasted for such a long time. Well, I mean, for $30, they've lived their life. Okay. They got used and abused, loved, and I don't know what other term to use, but fantastic. I finally thought, you know what, let's upgrade. It's a great time to do it. Those bubbles scared me, by the way. I was like, is it gonna come? I'll talk about this bubble machine in a second. But the new soccer goals, I was like, okay, time to upgrade, get some better ones. These were metal, so I know that they're going to last a lot longer than just a couple of years that those smaller, and they were obviously, I'm going to stop doing that. They were bigger and, just a better thing to have. All of my kids play soccer and they enjoy it. And I thought, well, let's get some nice ones out here. So I found them on Amazon. They actually have a lot of different options on Amazon. I was reading the reviews. I did my research, and I found some pretty good ones, I feel like. I mean, check on me in a couple of years. We'll see the condition of them. But I think based off of the quality that they're going to hold up a lot more than a couple of years. But they were a lot more than $30. So I will say that. So hopefully, the price matches the quality a little bit. So the bubble machine, at first I was like, oh, I think I like our old bubble machine better. I always like to just throw that out at parties. The little kids seem to really, really enjoy it. This one, the perk of having that was that it's portable. You charge it and then you can move it around wherever. The old machine I had, I feel like did the bubbles a little better, but also hard to compare because it was so windy on this day. The bubbles were just going everywhere. So the other one maybe had stronger bubbles, but it had to be plugged in the entire time. And it was hard for us to find a spot for it because we want it in the grass, not because our tile, like the bubbles make it really slippery. So anyway, this was a great option. And it rotates too. So I really ended up enjoying it because I was able to carry it around with me and move it around. And the bubbles were really great. And honestly, anything with bubbles in the background, I just wanted to take pictures. Like we were having conversations with people and the bubbles were going and I was like, it looks so pretty right now. So it just makes everything look so much more majestic. Now, this is another party staple for us. I'm finally getting a little party prep going. These soccer bowls, do you remember when I bought them? Like, no joke, last summer when I thought Wentworth's birthday party was going to be soccer themed, turned out he had it at like a trampoline park close to us, and because he also loves the trampoline park. But it's been a couple of years since we've had his birthday party at the house. And so in a way, I kind of was like, oh, like I haven't thrown him a birthday party of his own at the house. Like in a way, in my mind, I was like, it just makes me feel happy doing party planning stuff and doing stuff like this. So I was really excited about it. I was really into it. And obviously I had to clean out my spice cabinet because I was like, yeah, people are definitely going to open it. Like, I don't know. Have you seen those memes where it's like, we've got, Christmas is tomorrow and we're hosting Christmas. So obviously my husband is fixing the fence in the back. You know what I mean? Like off the wall things, when really there's like 100 other things that need to be done inside the house in order to like plan the party. But the husband is like off doing like fixing the mailbox or something random, And I feel like whenever I do, like I was cleaning the spice cabinet, I felt that way. I was like, why am I wasting my time doing this? But I opened it and I was like, oh man, I was actually putting, like plates away, like the Tupperware away. And then I opened it. I was like, this is such a mess. I should deal with this. You know what I mean? So I'm just going around cleaning and tidying up my house. Upstairs, obviously, I'm so sorry. I can't stop this train. It needed a lot of my attention. And you know what? I've seen worse. It didn't even look that bad. I kept a couple of the toys out, the train tracks that he was playing with. This is early in the morning the next day, okay? Because there's only so much you can do in a day. And it was Friday night. And obviously movie. What did we watch? High School Musical. Wait, no. That was last night. But the kids watch, because it's spring break now. The kids watched something else then. I can't remember. It was obviously not something that I wanted to watch. Otherwise, I would have remembered. I really can't remember. But I think Moana 2 is out. That's next on our list of things to watch. No one was really interested in doing that this weekend. But as I was tidying up, I saw that out here needed my attention. And I don't even know why the table was out of the way. I don't know what the heck anyone was doing, moving the table. But it was moved and it looked horrible. So I wiped it down. It gets really gross out there. We got storms and stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. So upstairs we have this thing, that we measure our kids. Avelina no longer fits in the measurements. I had to measure her there used to be a picture in that, and I don't even know. It's like a canvas and it has the measurements, and I should really upgrade to get a piece of wood to have it more quality. But I feel like I've had that for, 12 years. I can't get rid of it. But Avelina's going to outgrow it pretty soon. And surely the boys will certainly outgrow it once they get older too. And it's so fun looking at, because I measure them once a year and I'm way behind you guys. I normally measure them January, like the top of January. Because at that point they've all had their birthdays, because they all age up at November, December, and then Wolfgang, obviously, the end of September. But anyway, I've measured them, and it's so fun to see, like, Wentworth at 8 is as tall as the girls were, Avelina and Eleanor, at 10. And to me, that just blows my mind. I think it's so fun and silly and exciting to look at, and we have conversations about it. So it's always fun to measure them. But I do really think I need to upgrade. But then I'm like, all the handwriting throughout the years. Like, do I want to change it? Will I be able to read it all? It's tough. This is what I was talking about earlier. My vacuum. I don't know what the heck happened to it. So dumb. It's broken. So I might have to do a Costco run just to get a vacuum. I can't live my life without it. Like, it kind of works, but I have to hold it like at the base essentially. I don't know. I've never had a vacuum break like this. There's some kind of attachment just broke off. So the whenever you use the handle, it just doesn't work. It'll just fall off. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I can just duct tape it. So I guess that's a fix. We have a friend who fixes everything with duct tape, and he's like, there, I fixed it kind of situation. I'm like, I don't know if I want that. Like, shouldn't I have a vacuum that doesn't have duct tape on it, I'm an adult, So I haven't fixed it, needless to say. I need to vacuum around my entire house, and I'm just dreading it, having to hold it like that. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Do you have a vacuum that needs duct tape? You let me know. If there's something around your house that you're like, man, I should get a new one, but like it's good enough kind of situation where, because I just got this vacuum. I just spent a lot of money on this vacuum not too long ago, just a few short months ago. I feel like right around the holidays. And I don't want to buy another one. What a scam. What a scam. Things these days are not built to last. Isn't that the truth? Man, it's so dumb. Anyway, I've moved on to cutting up some fruit, giving you some fresh fruit inspiration. Whenever I see a bunch of fresh fruit and veggies out, I'm like, oh, that's so colorful. It looks so nice. It's so enticing. I want to eat it all. And you know, it's always great? Kiwi. Why is it so time consuming to like cut up a kiwi? It's because, you know why? It's because it's worth it. It's so packed with nutrients and it brings so much color to a dish too. That's why I always like to add it to a fruit salad, if you will. And I know there are a lot of recipes for fruit salads on Pinterest or wherever you get your recipes. And a lot of them are like, oh, add some lime juice or lemon juice with some mint. Ooh, that's such an easy way to like jazz it up. Some of them call for, honey or whatever else. Personally, I just like the fruit to shine for itself. And I find that when I add all the extra stuff, kids don't gravitate toward it as much. And they, similar to me, kind of just like the basic fruit flavors. No need for all the extra stuff. Fruit is sweet enough without the honey. But it is fun to like jazz it up every once in a while, especially for a gathering or something like that. But these I just left. Cantaloupe, blueberries, kiwi, delicious. I'm making a veggie tray too. So I just had a couple of bell peppers to cut up and cucumbers. I'm slicing those, but I regretted my choice. I think they look a lot prettier just in rounds. And you know what I also like to do? Kind of shave I didn't do it this time, obviously, but I like to shave like half of the peel off with, a vegetable peeler. I just think it gives it a little more character. But then half of me is like, well, don't take out the nutrients. Don't take the skin off because that's where all the nutrients are. You know how people say that. So, I left them on. I didn't like them in the matchsticks. I would have much preferred them. But, it's whatever. I did what I did. And then I just threw some carrots on there as well. And then I have the best ranch that you can get from the stores is this brand right here. It's in the produce section. Okay, so it's a refrigerated one. Delicious. It's so nice. It's my kid's favorite. And then I threw some hummus on there as well. Just to, variety is the spice of life. So I threw that in. Hardly anyone ate the hummus. I'm just going to go out and throw that out there. And the ranch dip is fantastic. But this is the fruit mixture. I've got some grapes, oranges, this fruit medley. Doesn't that look so pretty? It's like summertime. I'm craving it. Oh, and then, sorry, I'm like choking on something. I inflated this soccer ball. I actually inflated two. One of them popped within like 30 seconds. So annoying. It had a hole in it or something. This one I inflated and then I ended up ordering two more that were going to be here the next day. So crazy before the party. So I think Alex inflated a couple more, but they were so huge. I thought the kids would get a kick out of, kicking those around. See what I did there? And, kicking them in the goals and stuff. So I thought that would be fun for the party. Not too crazy. I think it was $10 a ball. So it was fine. Oh, and I thought I would share with you how dirty this water was. I drained the sink and this is the remnants of just washing the produce. So crazy, man. Every time I do this, because Alex is such a stickler about washing produce before you eat it. And Avelina and I are like, yeah, I'm washing it with my saliva type of thing. She said that one time and I'm like, that is perfect. But anyway, probably best to wash your produce before you eat it because it's dirty. Hey, I got these ring pops in the form of soccer balls and obviously the kids loved those because who doesn't love a good ring pop? I found those on Amazon, surprise, surprise, because Party City does not exist anymore and they had absolutely nothing. And then I found these soccer ball chocolates, which just jazz up a charcuterie board or any board, a treat board in my case. I tried to go to the store and get like a bunch of green treats. I couldn't find any. I found this mix from Target that had like green stuff in it for springtime. I had those spring gummies from Costco, which are fantastic. So it's like bunnies and stuff, but it's fine. It gets the job done. I threw some popcorn on the board and boom, it was done. Like low effort, minimal effort, maximum results. You guys know that's what it's all about. But I found the chocolates off of Amazon as well. And it is Palmer chocolate. So it's like not the best chocolate, but the kids don't care. And they were really cute, and that's what it's all about. Just making something a little bit cute and in theme, right? Hey, it was like the windiest day this day. We were about to get a storm the following day and a cold front the subsequent day. So on this day, oh my gosh, I was like, is there a stinking hurricane coming? It was so windy when I was trying to put these on. Hey, can you tell me if you set up tables and whatever these are, tablecloths often, what do you use to keep the tablecloths on? I was fighting for my life with this when the amount that I sped this up is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm sure that I think they sell like some kind of clips, and I think about it every time, and it's like never windy here unless I'm having some kind of party that includes tablecloths. And of course they're like, you know, the more affordable ones where they're thinner, you know what I mean? But I found these, you know, off of Amazon too, because Party City is closed. So I found these, and then the other tablecloths I found are also from Amazon. But just soccer supplies, anything I saw soccer, I was like, yeah, that's it. So I used some chip clips, like bag clips that I had in my... on the other tables, I don't think I filmed it, but I tied them in a knot on all four corners, and that seems to usually keep them on. But the gusts of wind sometimes picks them up in the middle. You know, the wind gets under it. So I think that's like next on my list of things to purchase for the next party that we're going to have. Maybe, well, Easter, I use the heavy tablecloth, so it's not an issue then. Like it's obviously Easter. So I'm using like the better quality ones. It's a holiday, you know, you go all out, but hey, amazing. Sue is what my kids say. It's so funny. I thought I'd show you me kicking this ball. It's so fun. And then Wentworth and I played with it for a little bit. And yesterday, the boys were all playing with it, Alex and our neighbor, and, you know, Wentworth had a friend over and stuff. So anyway, it definitely got its use, but that was fun. And then the soccer ball ring pops, these were super cute. Obviously meant for little kid fingers. So if she says obviously one more time, hey, this was the food that I got from Publix. Where else, man? Publix is the best. The best bakery, the best deli. So I ordered a couple of sandwich platters and then some cupcakes. I should have ordered more cupcakes. I'm just going to say that. Vanilla is always paramount. Always order more vanilla than chocolate. I don't know what it is. And then I got these cupcake toppers, but they're rings. They're like silicone rings. I thought they would be fun. It's not just trash. It's like a toy for them to play with. Put those on the cupcakes as well because we wanted to celebrate all of the soccer players. Did I even tell you? Yeah, Wentworth is in a soccer league. It was the last game of the season. I thought, hey, let's celebrate these boys. Bring them over, and everyone had a good time. I wasn't sure how many people were going to come, hence like the amount of food. Like I wasn't even sure the amount of food. I got popcorn chicken as well as some wraps and then Cuban sandwiches. Those always seem to be a hit. And then I put out some spinach artichoke dip with chips and then the fruit that I got. And I got some pub mix from Target, and then the chips, the bags of chips that I got from Costco. So I kept it really minimal effort, maximum results. Just wanted to get some food in their bellies, make sure that they had something to eat after the game, and just lunchtime for everyone. So initially we invited everyone on Wentworth's team, and then we extended it to, you know, we emailed all of the head of, you know, the league or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. And she said it was a liability to share it with everyone, but she would send it to all the coaches. Well, I don't think all the coaches sent it out, but anyway, plenty of people came. There were like 25-ish kids, somewhere around there, maybe 20, 25 probably with all of our kids, but it was a good time. I put out some crafts and activities for them to do, which is always fantastic. These are like my top 3 things. Bracelet making, the painting rocks, painting something wood. It was a soccer ball. Play-Doh is always a smash hit. So just something nice and simple. All right, I figured I'd make an outro. I'm drinking my cucumber mint water and it is refreshing and delightful. Everyone is outside enjoying their time in the sunshine, and boy, is it a sunshining day. Perfect weather for this, absolutely incredible. I love watching all of the kids just interact and have fun and like have a good time, and that's what it's all about. So thanks so much for watching and hanging out. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.